to the deep dive. So today we're taking a bit of a different approach, actually. We're looking at the power of language in music.
Yeah, we've got the lyrics for a song called Floodgates, a song of resilience by Brian Diss.
And it's quite something. We're going to really get into the story here.
Absolutely. It uses this incredibly strong water imagery, rain, tides, broken floodgates to talk about conflict, feeling separated, and then finding this amazing resilience.
Right. So our goal really is to walk you through that journey, how it goes from one person struggling, just trying to survive, to this collective moment of strength, winning even.
And it doesn't ease you in, does it? The commitment is there from the very first line.
Oh, definitely. Let's start right there, that opening. It's so active. My will is set to take the leap.
Mm-hmm.
My will is set to take the lead through this gushing rain. In my path, it's getting deep. This is my life I reclaim.
That combination, the mental decision, my will, and the physical danger, the leap, it sets a tone, doesn't it? It feels kind of urgent.
Totally. And the lyrics immediately tell you why it's so urgent.
Exactly. The setting is hostile. This leap isn't happening on a sunny day. It's through gushing rain, and the path is getting deep.
So it frames the action as necessary. Not just a choice, but vital.
Yeah, for survival and also reclaiming something. This is my life I reclaim. It tells you right away this journey is going to be tough, maybe even dangerous.
But that strength, that will, it hits a wall almost immediately.
Well, yeah, that's the reality check, isn't it? The determination faces the actual threat. The water comes like rushing tide as I'm about to wade.
The water comes like rushing tide as I'm about to wade. There's nothing else left to claim, save for my dwindling faith.
Suddenly that strong will feels smaller.
Much smaller. It shrinks down to just dwindling faith. That's all that's left to hold on to. It grounds this big struggle in something really human, that feeling of being overwhelmed before you've even really started fighting.
Okay, so from that point, that moment of fear, the lyrics then start to define the struggle more clearly. What exactly are they fighting for, and who or what is the real enemy here?
Well, the goal is stated very clearly, bridging home despite this weather. So home is the destination.
Bridging home despite this weather. Forced into this bitter fate. Try and try lest I falter against that which separates.
The weather's the immediate problem, the obstacle.
But the real opposition is more abstract. It's against that which separates. That's the core conflict.
So it's not just the flood, it's the idea of division itself.
Exactly, which makes the effort continuous. Try and try, lest I falter. It's this ongoing battle against being kept apart.
That's really key, because if separation is the enemy, then unity has to be the answer, right?
Precisely. And the narrative shifts right there. It stops being just about me and starts involving us, even though they're still physically apart. It mentions the distance. It's been a while.
But they get close, don't they? Even in the danger.
They do. That image is so vivid, the fingers clasp halfway across.
Wow. Yeah.
I won't ask you to stay still. Keep safe while you come fast. This distance, it's been a while. Halfway our fingers clasp.
It's connection, but it's precarious. They're sharing the risk right there in the middle of the current, but they haven't reached safety. The speaker's focus splits then.
How so?
Well, they're still determined to meet the other person, but now there's this worry, concern for the other's safety.
Yeah, I noticed that. The speaker says something like, I won't ask you to stay still. Keep safe while you come fast. It sounds contradictory.
It does, doesn't it? Hurry up, but be careful.
Does the text justify that level of risk so quickly? Asking the other person to rush into danger just to meet.
That's a fair question. I think the implication is that staying apart, the separation itself, is the greater danger.
Okay.
The only path forward requires them both to move, even if it's reckless. That commitment, that halfway clasp, it sort of outweighs the immediate physical threat. Staying still means losing each other.
So the situation itself forces the risk. It makes inaction impossible.
Pretty much. And then we find out why it's so hard. It shifts again. It's not just random bad weather anymore.
Right, this is where it gets deliberate. The text points a finger.
Yes, this is crucial. It stops being just a natural disaster metaphor and becomes, well, almost political. The lyrics say, they leave the floodgates broken.
Oh, an external force.
An external, active force.
They leave the floodgates broken, making it cruel to cross. When will I see you? I cry your warmth. I crave the most.
The danger is engineered. It's malicious. And if the enemy is that which separates, then they are the separator.
The ones making it cruel to cross.
Exactly. The fight just became personal. It's not just against the water, it's against whoever broke the gates.
And right then, amidst all that engineered danger, we get this raw emotional core. The reason they're taking these risks.
That brief exchange, it's so direct. First, the cry. When will I see you? I cry.
And the answer comes back from the other voice, the male voice identified in the text. Your warmth I crave the most.
That's the anchor. That's the motivation. It makes the big, abstract fight against division feel incredibly personal and urgent. It's about this connection.
And that need for connection fuels the next big shift, doesn't it? Moving beyond just trying to cross, to actually confronting the ones responsible.
Absolutely. The focus changes entirely. It's not just bridging home anymore.
It becomes strategic. The first chorus talked about a bitter fate, something imposed on them. But now
Now they decide to act. They have to change that fate. And the action required. It's nothing short of an uprising.
what are the lines again?
We bend and lie unless we rise.
Just the two of us together. We're in this bitter fate. We bend and lie unless we rise to cast out those who divide.
Cast out those who divide.
Wow. So passivity means complicity, means just bending to the situation.
Right. Survival, real survival, demands they actively reject and remove the dividers. It turns revolutionary right there. They're not just victims anymore. They're fighting back against the engineers of their crisis.
And the weight of that choice is made really clear in the next bit. The commitment is total.
Oh, yeah. We live and die until the end. Tonight begins the night.
We live and die until the end. Tonight begins the night.
Turning back, the decision's made, action is starting now.
Which leads us into this final, really powerful transformation. Think about it. The enemy broke the floodgates to divide them, to create chaos.
But what do the protagonists do?
They accept it. They dive right into that chaos. The floodgates, now broken wide, become the battlefield.
The language gets much tougher here, doesn't it? More defiant.
The floodgates now broken wide. We pierce through the dark. If we sink, drag them to the silt. Soon we rise from the dead.
Definitely. It's about piercing the dark, entering the mess the enemy made. And the commitment is fierce, almost vengeful.
How so?
Listen to this. If we sink, drag them to the silt.
Drag them down to the mud at the bottom.
Exactly. It's like saying, if we fail, you're coming with us. But even that failure is framed as temporary. It's just preparation for the comeback. Soon we rise from the depths.
So they're owning the darkness, using the enemy's weapon, the flood itself, as the place they'll find their strength. That's a huge shift.
It's a complete transformation. They're hardened by the fight. And that leads straight into the final chorus, the resolution.
Where that bitter fate from
That's
before...
forcibly changed. It becomes a better fate. And notice the female voice repeating together throughout that section. Unity is literally the engine making that.
Only you and I together. Surge into better fate.
The one showing the reversal?
Yeah, it's the command. Surge into better fate together.
Surge. It's active. They're creating it.
hmm And the core idea is that the action itself, the beginning of the fight together, is what brings the light. When we begin, that's when we thrive. The night begets the light.
So the darkness, the night, the struggle, it actually gives birth to the positive outcome because they faced it together.
Precisely. The fight transforms everything.
And then the very end brings it all home. It revisits all the imagery, but now from a position of victory.
Right. Just the two of us together. Against this rushing tide, we'll make it in this weather. Floodgates now broken wide.
Just the two of us together.
Against this rushing tide,
We'll make it in this weather.
floodgates now broken
They didn't avoid the chaos. They mastered it together.
So just to wrap this incredible journey up for everyone listening,
Well, the text really takes us from this place of individual fear, someone just clinging to dwindling faith against overwhelming odds,
yes, starting so small and vulnerable,
all the way to collective power, a power strong enough to actively confront the source of the division that they, and literally transform their destiny from a bitter fate into a better fate. Resilience here isn't just about bouncing back, it's about using the hardship to build something stronger, that unity.
So here's something to think about maybe as you mull this over. That final image. Floodgates now broken wide. Initially, the broken floodgates were the disaster, right? The thing causing all the pain and separation.
Created by the dividers.
But in the end, is it possible that the very fact they were broken wide, that the barrier was gone, was actually what allowed for that ultimate unity? That the breach itself was the necessary catalyst for the strength they found together? Sometimes, perhaps, the break is what lets the light in.
The obstacle becomes the pathway to what truly mattered all along, being together.
Definitely something to consider. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into resilience and the power of unity. We'll see you next time.
we die and live.